Hey guys, what's up? It's been a hell of a year for me with the PS Vita, well 13 months to be exact, and now that I have experienced almost everything this great console has to offer on the genre, I finally come up with a top 10 best JRPGs on the PS Vita. So let's begin!
Number 10. Atelier Shelley Plus. So many Atelier games on this system, but if I had to choose one out of all the others, it will be Shallie. It's the game that impressed me the most with its graphic design and its amazing battle system. I felt this to be an improved version of all previous Atelier games in the series. This one was first released on the PS3 and then ported to the Vita as an enhanced version. One of its most well-known features is that you can have Aisha and Logi in your party, previous main characters of the TOCS series. Shallie is the third and final title in this trilogy, where you choose to play as one of the two main heroines sharing the same short name. You actually don't play these games for their stories, since they're most likely comedies with stereotyped characters and silly plots. But somehow I felt Shallie to have a few serious beats here and there that actually got me really interested. However, the addictive gameplay mechanics are the main course for this amazing RPG dish. Still, with its well-known alchemy system where you can synthesize items as part of your quest or to help you in your adventures. Obviously, this is a crucial part of any game in the series. In fact, maybe this 10th place could very well belong to all of them. More specifically to the TOCS trilogy, which I found out to be the best. Number 9. Dragon's Crown. This is an amazing action RPG with beat-em-up elements where you select one of the few classes there are to play the game. Your adventure is based on quests, so there really isn't that much to tell about the story, although it's still pretty well written. The real reason you'll be playing this excellent title is the gameplay itself, with mechanics that can be quite addictive even if you're not into beat-em-ups. It's also a co-op game, which means you can either play online, with other people, or with somebody else in your couch. The art and graphics here are famous and infamous at the same time thanks to George Kamitani's well-known style. Music is outstanding in some areas but kinda weak in others, mainly thanks to the intense action taking place almost everywhere. I mean, most of the time your attention will focus on the battles, the enemies, the items, the chests, and everything showing up on the screen at once! Anyway, in terms of gameplay, this game is a masterpiece and one that I think most gamers will easily enjoy. Number 8. Ys Origin. Initially released on PC, Ys Origin is an enhanced port revolving around two main characters to choose from. Beat the game with both and you get a third one. It is a prequel to the Ys series, which occurs 700 years before the first game, taking place in this gigantic tower where the entire adventure develops. I played and beat this game once with Unica, and it was an amazing experience. She's so lovable and brave that you root for her the entire story. The game's fast-paced combat works as a quick hack and slash with some platforming elements involved. Learning your way through the many hardships this action RPG will put you through is quite rewarding. I say this because even on easy mode this game's gonna bust your balls very often. But, like I said, it's so entertaining that you'll be there trying over and over again until you succeed. Great game on pretty much all modern systems nowadays, well, except the Switch. In any case, it's a fantastic title in the series, a beautiful looking game, and one of the best in my opinion. Number 7. Tales of Hearts R. The only Tales of title on the PS Vita that made it outside Japan is the remake of Tales of Hearts, originally released on the Nintendo DS. And wow, what a remake! I played both versions and I'd go with this one any day. Story is a little bit more comedic than most Tales of, as it doesn't take itself very seriously from the most part. That doesn't mean it's laughable, on the contrary, it gives you a heartwarming plot and strong character development. Battle system is among the best in the series, as it is fully in 3D where you can just move around at your own pace. The art test system found in any other Tales of is kinda weird here, but for some reason it never frustrated my experience, not even once. I thoroughly enjoyed this great game, and while I don't think it's among the absolute best Tales titles, I strongly believe it's still an amazing adventure. I will admit though that it does take a while to really start, having a little bit of a slow beginning, but once you approach the climax, you won't let this game go until you beat it. Number 6. Persona 4 Golden. Out of all the Persona games, I've never been a big fan of this one, which I first played on the PS2 many years ago. However, I have to disclose that I found myself enjoying this Vita version like an idiot for a while. Granted, I'm not too fond of most characters, the colorful setting and the strong pop influence around their personalities, but I did care about some of them enough to continue. There's also a new character here you can bond with, which apparently became quite popular. I'm a sucker for well-written stories and character development, so I couldn't say no to this fabulous RPG. After all, it's a Persona game and you know very well how they can all turn into a serious everyday addiction. Yeah, they're high school simulators with bonding events and waifus and shit, but the way all this is done is what gives the player an interesting enchantment. Battle system is turn-based, and unlike in Persona 3, here you can choose the actions of each and every one of your party members with the Persona summoning skills. All in all, while going inside the TV world, almost literally, to solve the mysterious murders and disappearances of several different characters. No need to continue talking about this game, everybody knows it's phenomenal. Number 5. Lost Dimension. So we're halfway through with the list, and we've already arrived at this stupendous strategy RPG. I freaking love this game because it took on a concept that's been there for a while now, and it did it so goddamn right. I'm talking about how your main character is locked in a place with many others, and it's your job to find out who's an ally and who's an enemy. You do this by delving deep into this gameplay mechanic that involves paying close attention to what they say. Once a decision has been made, the game progresses through each chapter by getting rid of one character. I'm being vague, I know, but that's because I don't want to give off spoilers. It's an incredibly well done game in my opinion, one with also a kick-ass battle system. You move around limited areas in a turn-based order to then select your attack. If other party members are nearby, they also join the beating, but that also means your enemies can do the same. So there's a lot of strategy involved on how you maneuver through these maps in these engaging missions. Lost Dimension might not be a mainstream and popular title like Persona 4, but I just enjoy this game a little bit more. Number 4. Ys Memories of Celceta. Adult Christine starts off with amnesia in this great and strange adventure. It all takes place during the events of Ys 4, to which 2 other titles belong but were never released outside Japan. However, Falcom considers this game as the only canon Ys 4, so I guess this is the true Ys 4? Anyway, Memories of Celceta is yet another fast-paced action RPG with a heavy focus on its combat and area crawling mechanics, just like every other game in this underrated franchise. This Vita version was the original until it got enhanced for PC and later on the PS4, but the latter still remains in its country of origin. Sara offers party members fighting alongside Adol, whom you can switch to at any given time, especially in order to solve certain puzzles and use special abilities to make progress. What I loved about this game was the variety of skills and the action-packed battle system that includes the classic attack type triangle. Surprisingly, it's very story-driven, and the plot offers an adventure to help Adol regain its lost memories. All this while little by little unveiling a small plot twist in the game. Great title in the series, fantastic cast of characters, excellent battle mechanics. This is undoubtedly one of the best Ys games ever made, and also one of the best RPGs on this video. Number 3. Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2. I'm including both games on the same spot because after having recently beaten them, I concluded it's like one RPG cut in half. The second one, after all, is a direct sequel to the first one, still with the same main plot overall. Anyway, these two outstanding games are heavily story-driven, and I want to stress that out because you'll be overwhelmed with how much dialogue there is into them. Imagine then the kind of character development you'll see here, which is unlike many other RPGs out there. And while in the process of getting familiar with every single character in the games, playable or not, you'll start noticing its hypnotizing gameplay mechanics. First one is a military school simulator, which is mostly based on story-related quests, with your characters traveling around the continent. Second game is more about the war finally breaking out on it, and your characters getting dragged by some personal connections. The battle system is masterfully done, where you can create combos all the time with your party members linked together. Abusing the special attacks and magics can easily overwhelm your enemies as you move around the battlefield. This doesn't mean they're easy RPGs, as they can both put up quite a challenge, especially with some bosses, especially the second game. Either way, you'll be facing two, or rather one amazing experience that, trust me, you'll never ever forget. Number 2. Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Donna. Back to the Ys series, which you already noticed I'm a gigantic fan of. Lacrimosa of Donna is Falcom's best game ever made in my opinion. It took everything right from all the previous titles in the series and created the epitome of it. I see this game as the pinnacle of the franchise, offering a long adventure with open world elements, perfected and quick-paced battle system in a beautiful, gigantic island. Again, you have party members at your side so you can fight with any of them at any time, obviously revolving around the attack triangle. You also get a magnificent story with a very interesting and likable cast of characters, each with their own ideals, fears, and desires. They're all trapped in this mysterious island which just so happens to be connected to another world. Hence comes the main heroine of the game and the dozens of missions you'll be playing as her. I absolutely love this RPG for its outstanding visuals, its wondrous story, its beautiful character development, and the bond they create based on a common goal. All these leading to the resource management of the main character in his greatest ordeal so far. Ys 8 is yet another masterpiece in this video, but one that still cannot compete with my number 1. Number 1. Odin Sphere Lifthrasir. Sorry if my fanboyism led me to crown this superb game as the absolute best RPG ever on the PS Vita. I've been a huge fan of it ever since its release on the PS2, which quickly became one of the hardest titles on the system for me, still with a heavy fixation on it. It was gorgeous on the PS2, and it's even more gorgeous on the PS Vita, PS3, and PS4. 2D action-packed RPG with some of the most beautiful graphics I've ever seen in a video game, in a world full of fantasy and Nordic lore. 5 main characters to choose from, one being unlocked after the other in this attic with this mysterious girl reading their stories in books. Every one of these protagonists is quite unique, different to play as, with incredibly balanced ups and downs. The layouts of the maps always form a need to explore every area to uncover items, treasures, and sometimes challenging bosses. Those are among my favorite mechanics in this game. Story, my god, is it amazing. It feels convoluted at first until you realize it's being told through every character's point of view, which means you'll be seeing events back and forth of the overall plot. The character development, the dialogues, the tragic fate of every single one of them, it's all truly inspirational and fantastically written. This remake far surpassed any expectations I had of it, and I'm so glad I finally got to experience it on every single system it was released. It is undoubtedly my favorite game on the PS Vita.
So as you guys saw, none of these games are exclusive to the system. Well, we live in an era where we get barely any exclusives to any system whatsoever, so it's no wonder why none of these games were exclusive, as they are among the best in my opinion. Now, that means I'm gonna have to one day make a top 10 best exclusive PS Vita JRPGs. I owe you that one, so don't let me forget about it. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time!